5:30. Without further ado, our good friend, by the way, I love all these giveaways during this holiday season, man. You got to keep checking out the Twitter for JAKIB Sports. You've got to keep checking out all of our social media platforms because you never know when Zander's doing something where he's just dropping some love on you guys. I saw him in here talking to Abe, I think, and he sent Abe's prize out already, man. Absolutely awesome. By the way, half of the listeners and viewers that watch the show, guys, just click. It's free. Click the subscription, okay? Please hit that like button. It is our friend, the co-host of Birds 365. It is our friend, Big Z, Zander Krause.
What's up, Big Sills?
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing fantastic, dude. How are you doing?
Good, man. I mean, this weekend, look, clearly, man, the Philadelphia Eagles have the better roster heading into this thing. I mean, they clearly have the better roster. But, again, I mean, you go into a divisional game. We always know. We always talk about it. It's not just a cliche, you know. And when you hear this, too, beating a team, it's not – and I heard John say this. You know, he thinks it's easier to beat a team twice because you know them and you have common opponent. Then why are these divisional games so tough in every division every year? I disagree with that. I think you draft to beat your opponents in your division because remember something. You're not drafting people to beat Detroit or San Francisco. You're drafting to win your division.
Right.
The most important thing you do is because you play these guys twice a year is you have to win your division. It starts with winning the division. So I think that's always a tough putt. By the way, Washington plays them tough. I think it's going to be a good challenge this weekend on Sunday. If they play like Carolina and they fart around, that game's going to be an interesting ball game in the fourth quarter. If they take care of business, they got it, you know?
Yeah, I think you do. I do, by the way. I think you do what you said about matching up with your division. I think that's why the Commanders went out and traded for Marshawn Lattimore this year.
Absolutely.
I mean, they needed some horses on the corners, man, to deal with the A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith in the division. So I think that's absolutely true, 100%. And I feel good about this game, man. I more feel good about Vic Fangio going up against Jaden as a rookie quarterback. I know he's had a good year and everything, and he's a good player, but I don't think he's there yet. Like I said, I view this team like the 2021 Birds, where they're a good team, big step forward, but not quite ready to compete with the best of the best yet. And I don't see it yet for them, but look, it's going to be a good game. It doesn't mean take them lightly. I think it's our hardest game for the rest of the year. Get out of there with no injuries, beat them down with Saquon for a little bit, and get the hell out of there.
Jaden Daniels is a starting quarterback as of right now in the Pro Bowl in the NFC. How you doing?
You know, Sills, don't take this the wrong way or anything, all right? Because
I've
told you many days before.
I do not take anything the wrong way here.
About how great your opening segments are. And I tell you when you have great content, right?
Whatever.
I do. I tell you enough. That was the worst open I've ever heard on the National Football Show.
Well, watch this. Whatever.
That was the worst. You came in talking about the fucking Pro Bowl. No, because this is why it sucked. I'll tell you why it sucked.
You want to hear a shitty take? Trying to tell me your passing game has been hidden in a closet for a whole 15 weeks, and then you got it turned around. That's a dick take.
I'll tell you why it sucked. Because it's not Sileo.
Oh.
Sileo, I love your takes when you strive for perfection in the pursuit of championships.
That's what they
Nothing
are.
about the Pro Bowl to me says that matters for getting to the finish line. So if you want to beat up on the passing game, you better be consistent because you're not going to win. I'm cool with that. But if you're going to say we don't have the Pro Bowl votes, I'm like,
I would understand how you wouldn't understand that because I'm going to tell you it matters to players.
I know it matters to players.
That's serious. Then why do they put them in their fucking contracts if it doesn't matter? If it doesn't matter to players,
haven't you also said?
Hold on. If it doesn't matter to players on making the Pro Bowl, then why do agents negotiate those in for playing incentives?
Yeah, but all right, that's fine. You're right. But haven't you also said that it's basically a popularity contest with that where you go, it's handshake deals around the league. Hey man, exchanging the jersey, vote for me for Pro Bowl or whatever it is, you know?
I'm talking about the player vote, not the fucking idiot media vote. I'm talking about the NFLPA vote, that the players vote, and how you're paid and how you're gauged and how your contracts. By the way, you're paid on Pro Bowls, you're paid on numbers, not on wins. Okay? And that's where everyone that sits on this side of the mic versus this side of the mic will never get it. I mean, Trevor Lawrence didn't get paid because he's winning a ton of games. He's getting paid because of numbers. You get paid on your resume. You don't get paid on how many wins you have.
Yeah, but can't we separate that from what really matters in terms of winning Super Bowls? Like, you're right.
What
Okay,
really
they get paid on
matters is
that.
my paycheck in the NFL.
Okay, everybody's paid, so who cares? I don't care about their money.
No. I see. So you think when A.J. Brown was sitting around watching all these other St. Browns and all these guys getting paid and Howie going in there 2 years before his deal's up, going in there and elevating his contract, that didn't matter to A.J. and
all right, so why does that matter, though?
Dude, you and I are on a completely different island on what is important to players and what aren't important to players.
Okay,
and
good.
I can't change that for you. I can't.
Okay, good. So now Sileo is going to tell us all that because the Eagles aren't the top in Pro Bowl voting on the offensive line, that we have something to be worried about, Eagles fan. I mean, are you fucking serious? Okay, great. Somebody wants it to line their pockets. Good. You're a businessman. I don't give a fuck.
You are making so much dumb shit up right now. I've never said that.
I haven't made one thing up.
You just made that entire statement up.
Made what up?
That I said that the Eagles have something to worry about this Sunday.
You started the segment with it. Everybody who listened to the show at the start,
is without a doubt one of the dumbest segments I've ever done with you. It's because you started this off by saying this, and I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. I really don't. I said
the Pro Bowl matters a lot more to you.
The Pro Bowl matters to players.
Okay, good. So go out there and earn it. I don't give a fuck.
They did.
Anything for the Philadelphia.
This is what I'm addressing, right? I don't know what you're talking about, man. Look, you are over here and I'm over here.
Okay, good. Move on. I don't think the Pro Bowl matters.
I'll move on with my show here. Thank you. All right, let me go here then. Nick Sirianni, his contract. If you're the Philadelphia Eagles, do you go into this offseason, and is this the number one priority heading in, or do you go into the offseason and let him get into 2025 and have him as a lame duck coach? How important is it for the organization to address this?
For Nick?
Yeah.
I'll get him done. They're going to extend him. I mean, he's got the winningest percentage in Eagles history. He ain't going anywhere.
Okay. So, are they going to make him the highest paid? Well, if they made Jalen one of the highest paid quarterbacks, do they make him, the Eagles, one of the highest paid head coaches? Because like you said, he's 44-19. If he runs the tape, he'll most likely be somewhere between 48 and 19. He'll have two Super Bowl appearances, 2 NFC titles. And if they win it, let's be positive. If they win it, you're talking about a guy who's arguably the greatest era of Eagle coaching of all time. Do they make him the highest paid head coach in pro football at $22 million?
Sure. If that's what it takes to keep him here and that's what the owner wants to pay him,
really?
It doesn't affect me. Don't care.
Okay, so like you really believe that the Eagles will make him the highest paid head coach?
I think they're going to do whatever it takes to keep Nick Sirianni here. They're not going to move on from him over money. Is that what you're insinuating?
Yeah, I am asking. I'm asking, not move on from him. I'm asking you, do you believe that they'll make him the highest paid head coach?
Maybe, if that's how the negotiations go.
Well, that's not how they look at that position, right? Because who's more important? You mentioned this yesterday. You said both coordinators are more important than Nick. So what you're going to tell me is you're going to make a guy the highest paid head coach when the guys that are the more important coaches are Stoutland, Vic, and to some extent Kellen. And you're going to pay him more and give him more when you know that those other coaches are revered more by the front office. Okay.
I'm having a hard time tracking what the point is here.
The point is, are you going to reward him as the highest paid guy with that record?
Yeah.
Okay. So giving Nick and making him you're going to pay him more than Andy? You're going to pay
why? Can I just ask you, and I get what you're saying, but Why do I don't care how much Nick Sirianni makes. It's the owner who's paying. I don't give a fuck. What's the difference?
I'm asking you how they look at him.
So you're saying
if you
you're
don't want me
saying
to ask
no,
you any
okay,
of the
that's fine.
questions,
You're
listen,
saying
Jamie,
the
if you
owner
don't
is
want
going
me
to think he
ask
can
you
look.
any of the questions that I have lined up here for you, there's no problem. I can move on from this too. I don't know what the hell we're doing here then, because I'm asking you a question here on how you look at Nick in this offseason. And if you think that, okay, here, let's move on to something else. Because if you don't want to answer that one too, that's fine with me.
I
All
just
right.
was about to answer it,
All right,
but
all
you're
right.
in such an
That's
emotional
all right.
tizzy that the team has won 10 games in a row that you don't even know what to fucking say back to me anymore. I don't care what Nick makes. You said Nick's up for a contract. I do not believe our multi-billionaire owner, who does not shy away from any contract talks, will not pay Nick and let him walk out the door over some money. So if him being the highest paid coach is what it takes, then they're going to do that. If he wants to sign Nick, he's going to do it. It doesn't care. The money doesn't matter to me or to them, I don't think.
Okay.
If they don't want to pay him it, yeah, maybe they'll move on, but they're not going to move on. Let's be real.
Okay. All right. I don't know what else to ask you here. I'm not sure what else to ask. I mean,
why? Because the team is so good. There's nothing left.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know what else to ask you here. Oh, I know. I got a couple more here because I don't know where else to go with you here. So Calais Campbell, I was told that no, hey man, listen, this is your network, man. If you don't want me to ask you any more questions, I won't. Here, Calais Campbell.
You're being obnoxious right now, and you know it.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
come
you
out
are.
and tell me
totally
that I had a fucking shit.
We talk for an hour a day about football. I've been on for 16 minutes, and I didn't like that you cared about the Pro Bowl more than me. And now you're crying about me trying to program your show, which I've never once done.
I fucking hate what we're doing right now. I really do. Hey,
okay, good.
Would you be interested in Calais Campbell?
I mean, not particularly. If they feel the need to add depth to that room, then sure. I mean, I think he could be a good player, but I'm not. I don't know. I feel pretty good about the guys we got. We're the number one defense in the league. I mean,
so
if maybe we had an injury,
you feel good about Bryce Huff coming in there and.
Well, Calais isn't an edge rusher.
Calais is the defensive end. He's not a tackle. He's a defensive end.
So you'd line him up out there.
I would. I'm talking about a depth piece. Okay, I'm not talking about anything else.
I mean, I guess it wouldn't hurt, but I don't think it's in dire need at all.
Okay. The MVP race. Do you believe that Saquon Barkley has to get 2105 for him to win the MVP?
He's not going to win the MVP. Quite frankly, I don't think he has a chance to win the MVP. Josh Allen has had 14 touchdowns in 3 games and over 1,000 yards. I love Saquon and it's great and all, but I would put all those conversations, including the Eric Dickerson record, I would shelf it. And if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, who cares? And gear up for the playoffs. I mean, this team talks about what they're trying to go for, and they say it every week. It's not about the now or whatever. We're fighting for a bigger goal. Well, I think that should be true in the Saquon conversation as well. And it's been great watching him. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's been great watching him, I was caught up in it where, it would be great for the team, the offensive line, the GM. Everybody wants to get that record. But at the end of the day, that takes a toll on a running back's body. And you saw that a little bit in the Steelers game. It was the first sign of Saquon potentially missing time. And it was a regular hit that he took. I mean, it was a big hit, but it wasn't a hit that I watched and was like, oh shit, Saquon's out. And then he was out the second quarter. So you're like, I don't know. Do you start to factor that in all the time? I mean, you talked about this earlier in the year. Can he go 350? Can he go 350 touches? I don't know. What's he up to now? Saquon?
I don't know what he's up to. Let me take a look at this right now, what he's up to.
I'll look it up for you.
Let me see.
Saquon's at 285 carries for 1688.
With
5.9 a carry is insane at that rate.
Let me ask you this here, man. That's a great point. Do you think that they're concerned now about the workload that he has here? Because, like you said, I mean, I heard you guys this morning talking about that and John, I think, said it, that they were a little concerned in the second quarter, right? Because he didn't play in the second quarter, and they're trying to hide it a little bit. Are they concerned? And by the way, if you look at the Eagles' injury report right now, and you look at where they are, they've rested a ton of people. I love the fact that they rest a ton of people
You
here.
notice Vic Fangio don't rest anybody.
No, he don't rest anybody.
It's all offense. It's all
No,
offense.
absolutely.
There ain't no guys, even Slay, even 34-year-old Slay's not getting the rest day that Vic Fangio he don't want. So, you know, I feel pretty good. I don't know. I feel like this team is in a really good spot, mainly because of what's going on around them in the NFC. And that's why my priorities would shift it. Like, you think the 1 seed at this point is overrated?
No, because you get to buy and you get to rest. And for me, I would want that with my offensive line. My offensive line has had an absolutely spectacular year. I would tell you this too, dude, that probably is one of the best performances that I've ever seen an offensive line do, probably since those Rams teams with Eric and those Cowboy teams, maybe the Jamal Lewis Ravens when they went for 2,000 yards. Absolutely a spectacular season so far. And there is no question. I think that those guys getting the rest is important. And I want to go back on something I said about the advantages too. Wait, let me get to that. To finish that, more Gainwell? See, my question to Washington would be, and to you would be, do you go back to running the ball because they struggle in stopping the run? They're not bad in pass defense. Do you go back to that style, or do you start to still want to get that passing game going as you're getting into the postseason? Do you want to do that?
I think you want to, but I don't think you force it, right? I think it's kind of similar to the Saquon conversation where everything at this point should be slanted toward being what will make you most prepared to handle the playoffs in January. So, like I said with Saquon, you want him healthy. With the passing game, look, if we have a shitty passing game for the next 3 games, Sileo is going to say before the playoffs, you've had 1 week. And he's not going to be wrong. And you're going to wonder. So I think it's fair to want them to keep passing the ball well, but I'm not going to, I don't know. I mean, look at this Commanders defense. So they suck against the run and they're great against the pass. So do you force that? I don't think you force it, but you certainly want to keep the passing game going. And I think they're going to. I think if you can pass against Pittsburgh, you're going to be able to pass against most teams. That's a physical football team. I know they're not the greatest secondary, but I don't really think any secondaries match up with the Eagles offense that well. I mean, most teams don't have 2 corners to deal with AJ and Devontae. What are you smirking at over there?
Yeah, because I got to tell you, man, I've never seen a fucking guy do a great job with me in my life. Hey,
listen, we're 2 pit bulls.
Hey, man,
2 pit bulls get in a ring.
I just realized that I said I'm watching something here. You know what? You should, and I just reminded myself of how I was. Hey, I just reminded myself. Wait a minute. I got to tell you because I got to tell you this, man, because I did that to a guy named Jim Dunbar at KGO. He started talking shit to me, and I looked at him, man. I was so fucking young in the business. This guy's a 29-year veteran guy, dude. The Zodiac Killer called this guy on the air. He was that guy, the guy Jim Dunbar at KGO. He starts talking shit to me about the 49ers. I go like this to him. I go, what would you know, man? He goes, well, I've been covering the team for 50 years. And he goes like this. I go, what are you looking at? And I'm sitting there arguing with a 30-year veteran guy. And the guy, as soon as he hung up and we got to break, he goes like this. I thought I was losing my job. And he goes like this. He goes, that was awesome.
Well, you're not going to lose your job for fucking calling me out. I don't give a shit. We're talking about football. I just think the Pro Bowl's fucking irrelevant, and you didn't like that very much.
No, it's not. It's not irrelevant to the players.
I mean, in the picture of getting to the ultimate goal, I think it is.
Players know getting the ultimate goal is one of the things that is almost a luck thing to be on a good team.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong about that. One team a year wins. Yeah.
But listen, Zander, Pro Bowls is your personal resume. That's why that question is this: would you rather have a Super Bowl, or would you rather have would you rather have a Super Bowl, or would you rather have a Hall of Fame ring?
Got to ask Warren Moon that question, right? But I think where you're right, where I will submit and say you're right, is players care because, like you just said, it's Hall of Fame, it's resume. When these guys are done in the league, what do we do now? We go back and we look at, what stats did this guy put up in what year? So, like, the numbers live forever, and I understand that element of it. But don't you think it's also fair for fans to not give a fuck? Like,
yeah,
they're going to care.
I don't care
but that's not what a fan
yeah,
is.
but
right?
I don't care what the
care
fans
about
yeah,
that.
but if I'm
I
a
care
player,
about the team going far.
Yeah, but if I'm a player, I don't give a shit about what the fans think about that. Because to me, I get paid on that. I get paid on my resume. I don't get paid on what the fans think of me.
Yeah, but if we had a bunch of dudes who were in contract years, I would say, yeah, you're right.
Well,
But they all just got paid.
Okay, well, there's some guys. I mean, Zach Bond.
Yeah, but defense doesn't have this issue.
Yeah, that's right. And you got to play Sweat, Milton, Bond. Okay, Isaiah.
I can't worry about them right now. I'm starting to wonder though if the path to the Super Bowl is easier with the 2 seed. If you get the 1 seed, hear me out.
Huh.
Well, can we do? You want us to look at this thing I've been playing with? All right, let me show you this thing I've been playing with.
That's a great.
I got about 650 tabs open. Hopefully, I got nothing stupid up there.
All
right, so look at this thing. You can pick who wins games in the next 3 weeks, right? And it'll show you where the seeding goes. So if I go week 16, say Detroit beats Chicago, say Philly beats Washington, and say we all win this week, all the big 3. And obviously we need Green Bay is going to win too. So keep them winning. Week 17, we go. Actually, week 16, for the sake of this, okay, let's give Washington the win this week. All right. Let's just give them the win so that we won't win the 1 seed. All right. Green Bay. No, let's give Minnesota that game. Let's give Eagles that game. Detroit that game. Let's give in week 18, Eagles are going to beat the Giants. Green Bay is going to win. Detroit. All right. So depending on who wins this game, one of them would get the 1 seed. But I'm looking at Washington.
I like this.
I'm looking at Washington and there was a spot I could click on to see who you would play next if you. Let me see.
So do you?
All right. So if we played, I don't think this is going to happen.
This is in the 2 seed, right?
If we get 2 seed, I don't think we're going to play the. See, this is where let me fix their projections here because I don't think Green Bay is going to fall that much. Where's Green Bay?
Well, think about this, Zander. If you beat the Commanders this week and Seattle wins, I think they move into that 7 hole.
Boy, Green Bay's got a tough matchup. This actually could happen. If Green Bay wins out 2 of their last 3 games, they could still fall to the 7 seed. I don't want to play Green Bay in round 1.
No, I want to play Washington or Seattle.
So Washington. All right, this is why.
Now the Falcons are still in it at 7-7, but they made a quarterback move this week with Michael Penix. So I think they're totally toast.
Why is this not edited now? All right.
Okay, I mean, so what? So you're going with the remaining schedule?
I don't know. I was playing with this earlier. I'm not getting it to work as good as I'd like to right now, but I was playing with it earlier, and I don't think getting the 1 is as beneficial as you think, because if you don't get the 1, you're going to have another game, but like, is Detroit going to have to deal with as the 1 seed? Are they going to have to deal with Minnesota or Green Bay before you have to? Like, one of those guys could get knocked out, or Detroit or Minnesota, whoever gets the nod, and then you bring the home field advantage and you have easier matchups.
Who are you worried about more? Minnesota or Detroit or Green Bay?
This might sound crazy, but no, I can't say Green Bay. It's got to be Detroit, right? It's got to be Detroit because we're going to beat their breaks in with their defense. They don't have a defense. I mean, they got like everybody's missing at this point, but you're going to have to keep up with that offense. That offense is scoring 35 plus points a game right now at home. So you're going to have to score with that offense. As excited as we all were about the passing game and stuff, and we haven't put up that many points. What's the most amount of points we've scored this year? Week 1 versus Green Bay? Or maybe 37 versus the Bengals? Like, we're not scoring at the clip that these guys are scoring at. So you'd have to keep up with that Detroit offense, but I still think we can because I think our defense slows them down enough.
How about this, Zander? The Buccaneers. Where do the Bucs fall in this? if you win that first round against the Commanders, the Buccaneers would be 8-6, the Rams would be 8-6, and you two teams right now, somebody's going to have to play Minnesota because Minnesota's in the 5-hole. Would it be Minnesota for you in the second round? If you beat Washington, wouldn't you play Minnesota, or would Minnesota play Detroit? No, Minnesota would play Detroit because that would be the divisional game. They're not playing in the wild card game.
All right, so check this out. Yeah, you're right. Now check this out. This is if the Eagles get the 1 seed. Okay, these are your 3 playoff games. Detroit in the 2 versus Washington. Let's say Detroit wins that. Vikings versus Bucks. Who you want to pick there?
Vikings versus Bucks in Minneapolis.
No.
At the remainder of the year.
Tampa,
in
Tampa's
Tampa.
going to win the South. I'm going to take the Vikings and the Packers. See, now I'm playing the Vikings and Green Bay's playing Detroit. Now my road to the conference final is through Minnesota, and the only one I have to deal with is one or the other of Green Bay or Detroit. So I guess in a way it's all inevitable where you're probably going to have the same. You're going to have to play Detroit. That's going to be the clash course. That's going to be
you're going to play Detroit. Everyone it ends up, it's going to be Detroit and Philly in the NFC title game. I think the only difference is going to be
that Minnesota team's pretty good, man. That defense is really good, man. Like Brian Flores, I don't really want to play Brian Flores.
How about the Bucks?
Yeah, well, you know that. I mean, we all know they're the Eagles' kryptonite, so we don't want to play them. But I'm not going to fear. I mean, I don't know.
How do you
Baker's the one guy who kind of fucking toyed with the Vic Fangio defense, didn't he?
Yeah. Hey, no question. How do you deal with what Bryce Huff's impact will be once they activate him? I believe they're going to activate him for Sunday.
I do too.
John think they're going to activate him.
And he also said he thinks Nolan Smith jumped him for starting.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, so he's going to take away spot reps from Jalix Hunt, which I think is okay. I mean, Jalix hasn't been bad, I got to be honest, but it's good to get a body back. Like John said, you're no longer looking at Bryce Huff as trying to justify the contract. You're looking at him as a player, a part of a Super Bowl team that can play some significant reps to make your other guys better or whatever it is in order to get to the Super Bowl. You can't look at it anymore, at least at this point. That's an offseason conversation of, is Bryce Huff a $17 million player? He's not. He's not a $17 million player. We know that. But can he be some sort of contribution to a team that could win a Super Bowl? That's a different question. And I think at this point he can, just because of how low you are on bodies at that position. But I don't know. We'll see we'll see. That he's a stiff though, isn't he?
I heard John, and I completely disagree with him. I didn't. I mean, saying that he is not that bad. I mean, I thought he was a liability. Nolan Smith is not a liability. I think he's a liability on that football team because here's why I think he's a liability. I don't think he knows the position. I think Nolan Smith has more of a handle on the position and how to play the technique more so than Bryce Huff does. Every time I watch Bryce Huff play, doesn't it look like he's lost out there? I mean, when I watch him play, he looks lost. You put on the 22 and you sit there and you talk to Baldinger. I go, Brian, does this guy look like he knows what he's doing here? And it doesn't look like he knows what he's doing. By the way, I want to show you something here on Zach Bond. And I want to make a point to you about Jalen Carter. You know, when you say that the Pro Bowl doesn't matter, right? Well, Vita Vea is going to be the defensive tackle on the first team All-Pro team. Should he be? No.
Vita Vea is going to be?
Vita Vea right now is the leader in the clubhouse on the NFC Pro Bowl team over Carter.
I haven't followed Vita Vea's season as long as that.
Well, I think Vita Vea is having better. Absolutely not. But again, this players know, hey, I'm going to give it to the veteran guy. Now, I'll tell you something that's pretty impressive. Zach Bond's name is now rising with the players in the All-Pro now. And he just might actually make that All-Pro team. He might.
Maybe. That would be impressive if he could win
Yes.
over.
Yes.
What's the pro? The All Pros
All
is the
pros.
better one to win, but
That's
isn't that all player voted?
all play. I think it's half.
Oh, half
Okay.
player, half.
I think there's an NFLPA one, and the one that we used to get ballots and we voted on the players. And like you said, I mean, a lot of it was homeboy stuff. And what they decided to do was add media guys into it. So they mixed it up a little bit because it was too homeboyish. I mean, sometimes, look at the 49ers this year. The 49ers are going to have 4 guys in the NFC the NFC Pro Bowl. And you're like this, the 49ers have not had a good, but the Pro Bowl usually works like this, Zander. What you did a year ago, you're going to get rewarded this year. Okay? You're going to be rewarded, and you're going to go down that line. And so that's why I was saying Vaughn may get it next year if he continues his play like this. But there's a lot of love for him right now on making that Pro Bowl team here. Let me ask, I heard you say something today. So you think the Eagles
we had some good conversations on Birds 365 today.
So do you think the Eagles have better linebackers than the Commanders?
I do, but it's close. I do think ours are better, though. I think Bobby's great. I think he's a little bit on the other side of his prime, and Zach is more explosive and younger, and I think he's been so good. I mean, he's graded up. I don't know whether you put stock into the grades or not. He is graded a little higher than Wagner. I'm not saying that's the end all be all. And then I think Nakobe's been a really good complementary piece. I will say, I think Nakobe, maybe some of how good he's been is because he's playing next to a guy like Vaughn. I think that helps him a lot. Luvu's good, though. Luvu and Wagner are a good duo. I'm not trying to take anything away from them, but I'll say it's pretty close. But I'll give the edge to the Eagles. Just because I think the overall defense being number 1 overall is pretty damn impressive. And I think the linebackers have a big part in that for the Eagles.
I'll tell you something, man. I can't say enough about Fangio and what he's done with that scheme. Do you think it's more scheme, or do you think it's the player that has made this defense number 1?
For who, Vaughn?
For the whole unit. Is it who are you giving more?
It's got to be scheme. Think about it. When we came into the year, we were like, how much talent's on this defensive side? And this wasn't Sileo being a hater thing or John. Like, this was everybody. Everybody had questions about the defense. Everybody had questions about this defense coming into this year, especially with what happened last year. And I don't think they got Bryce Huff. Like, who else did they add? I mean, Zach Vaughn. Anybody that follows JAKIB knows that when we have breaking news, we jump on that shit like white on rice. All right. We got videos. When Zach Vaughn's story broke that he signed, it was like Eagles picked up a practice squad guy, or Eagles picked up a rotational piece guy. Like, there was no big Eagles signed Zach Vaughn. Like, we didn't expect this guy to be this. Anybody that says they are lying. CJ Gardner-Johnson was a decent pickup. Reed Blankenship, we knew was coming back. I mean, they didn't really do any outside the draft. They didn't really bolster the talent like a lot. And I think you got to give Vic Fangio credit for that, for pulling the most out of these guys. I mean, the defense is better than our offense right now. That's an indictment on Kellen Moore. Or a credit to Vic, whatever one.
I would say this to you. I heard you and Don talking about Jaden Daniels. And I think that's a hard conversation because I think Jaden has been more consistent this year than what Jalen has been. Now, the theory of some of the Eagle people would be, well, they've been hiding him away in a garage for 14 weeks. Okay, that's you're more than willing to believe that. But for me, I think he has. Now, the other part of that for me is a tough one because still, if you're lined up in a football game and you're playing a Sunday game and it's 60 minutes, are you going to go with that rookie dude? Or are you going to go with a guy who's 5 years in the league, who has had the amount of wins and has done the things that he's done? Who are you going to go with in a game like that on Sunday? See, to me, again, Daniels has played and had a better year, okay, and been more impactful on his team for his team winning. He is the reason they're where they are. Nobody else. He's the reason. He is the centerpiece. Now, if I had to pick a guy to win a ball game for me, would he be it over him? That I can't say I pick him. So it's kind of a tough scenario. I mean, John's right. He's had a better year, but who would you take? I'm not going to really take Daniels because I'm not going with a rookie. I'm not taking a rookie quarterback over a guy who's won a ton of ball games. I mean, I don't care how like this. Would you take Jaden Daniels over Aaron Rodgers right now? I might not, because Rodgers.
It depends. Do I need him for a season or do I need him for a
I need
career?
him for a game.
A game, you got to take Aaron.
Like a game on Sunday. Would I mean, so that's a season. They were talking this year. We're talking 1 year because that's the only metric we have. Daniels has had a better year. But again, so who are you taking? I'm like, I'm not taking a 1 year guy who's only played 12 games.
Yeah.
I'm just not doing that.
I mean, look, he's been good, but I have a hard time even believing.
Deflection says Daniels better. I'm not. I didn't say that. I said he's been more consistent this year because he's
talking about the Rodgers one. He's talking about the Rodgers.
Oh, the Rodgers.
I think that's maybe fair. Rodgers has not looked great. He had a good week last week, but he played versus the freaking.
You know what's crazy when people say that about Rodgers and they go, "Well, Rodgers really has not really played that well this year," and I go, if you look at his numbers, Zander, on what he's done this year, I mean, I think that's been an indictment on the entire unit. And by the way, found out Woody Johnson, the number one thing that he did on taking out the Jerry Jeudy, they wanted to make a trade for him, did Joe Douglas. He went off of Madden.
Did you see that fucking story?
He went off of Madden.
But that can't be real.
That can't be real. But listen to this. So here's Aaron Rodgers' year this year. He's going to throw for 4,000 yards. His completion percentage is shockingly at 62.5, but he's going to have 28 TDs. So he's going to throw for $4,000.
On the Jets.
What's that?
On the Jets.
On the Jets. On the Jets.
I mean,
he's going to throw for $4,000, and you look at him with 30 touchdowns, and you go, "Holy shit, man!"
I can't imagine being a Jets fan. I'm sorry, I can't.
I can't. Yeah, I agree. Let's read these super chats, dude.
All right, we got a big one. Let's get to him. Are you okay over there? I pissed you off. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to piss you off.
No. That's on me.
Are you all right?
No.
Hey, listen, you remember before I was doing shows, all right, on the air, and when you were coaching me up, which you've made me much better at this, admittedly, you were coaching me up. You know what you used to tell me? You used to say, "Where's the guy I talked to off the air? Where's that guy on the shows?" Well, here he is, motherfucker, and I ain't gonna let you get a fast one on me.
I give you kudos. I give you total kudos, man. Good for you. Listen. I love you like my brother. You know that.
Yeah, you're right. I hear you, man. I appreciate you. All right, here we go. Christopher says, "Am I misremembering? But didn't Sill say a few weeks ago that we were likely to have our whole O-line in the All-Pro?
Oh, I didn't say I agreed with this, Christopher.
Not because other teams' players are winning the popularity.
Whoa, Christopher. Did I ever anywhere in that? Oh, by the way, see, that's the misconception that your boy just did. I said this is the leaders in the gate. I didn't pick this team. He thinks I picked this team. I didn't fucking pick this team.
You know, it might be one of those things, Sills, where it's the way you said it. You know, it's that.
Wait a minute, Christopher. I never said I picked this. This is the leaders right now for the Pro Bowl. I think that entire group for the Eagles should be in the Pro Bowl. By the way, they got 3 of the 5 players for Detroit, the leading guys right now to be in the Pro Bowl. To some people's aspects, they think the Lions have a better O-line. Do I think that? No, I don't. But I don't think it's as big as a gap as people think it is, Zander. The Lions O-line and the Eagle O-line, I think it's right there. Okay?
Lions O-line's pretty insane. Anybody, if you know football, Lions O-line is it's a push. It's a push for the Eagles and the Lions, I think. And they've been hurt. They've been banged up. That's why I thought the Eagles were going to get the nod. Now we've been a little banged up too, but I don't know. I'm just going to take the Eagles because I like the Eagles. You know, like it's one of those things where it's like you take one, I'll take the other. All right, fine. I mean, give me the birds. Give me Lane. Give me Mackay. Give me Cam. Give me Landon. Give me Mailata.
Give me another
Give me
fucking
fucking
super
Fred
chat.
Johnson.
Give me
I don't give
another
a shit.
super chat.
We're marching to the
I'm
fucking
sick
Super
of
Bowl.
you. Give me a super chat. Give me another one here. Jesus. By the way, I think it's your. You know what I think it is, folks? He put his old man's hat on, and all of a sudden he's starting to act like.
I like the Kangos, baby. I'm going bald. I might be bald in 6 months.
By the way, I like the lids.
My
too.
rate of balding right now is unprecedented. I'm telling you. I'm 26. I thought this happened at 32. What the fuck's going on? Brian Pumper checks in. He says, Commanders players calling the Eagles weak sauce. A Jalen Hurts-led team garnering a lot of respect from the ops, I see. Do you see that?
Dude, I don't know what that guy's doing, man. He should shut his hole. I mean, Brian Robinson, bro, you need to keep it cool, dude, because you're going to get decleated. Hey, get this. So, you know what? That's like a guy going into a fight, and all of a sudden the smallest dude in the room starts barking, going, you ain't shit, mother, you know what? Hey, screw you. You ain't shit, mother. And you're going like, hey, bro, I got to fight the guy, you son of a bitch. Get the hell out of here, man. Your ass is cash. You're writing checks. My ass has the cash. I don't want any of that. Hey, by the way, Zander, I want to walk into this game, and I don't want to upset anybody on Philly. I want to try to go in there, and I want to sneak attack them. I don't want to sit there and put a bullseye on my chest like that. I don't know, man. I mean, that's not how I would fight the Eagles would be this. No, these guys are great. Best team I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen anybody like it. Hey, man, these guys are unbelievable. There's stars everywhere. And then you go in there and you fight their ass to the death. You don't want to sit there and go, you ain't shit, bitch. Hey, you know, now we're talking about a different kind of fight, ain't we?
Yeah, but I don't dislike that mentality, but you're right. It's probably not the right approach
Well,
versus football.
Dude, if I had a team, I saw another guy to say, I think we have a better team than them. Come on. I mean, nobody.
Is there one position? Is there one position? Can you think of one position where the Commanders are better than us? I can't.
No.
I guess maybe you'd say quarterback.
No.
I wouldn't, but would you?
Quarterback, but Sills, who would you take in the game Sunday? Well, I'm going to take the guy in Philly. So, I mean, you know, I can't answer that.
Interesting. I'm actually surprised to hear you say that.
Well, who are you going to go with? The veteran guy that fucking is 40, whatever he is? Or are you going to go with a guy who's had a better year? And to your here's something that I don't like, you motherfucker. Here's something I don't like about what you are, because watch this. What if they are hiding him and they brought him out for fucking Steeler game and he can play like that next week? What if that is true? I don't believe that. Okay, but what if he goes out there? You know, I don't think he's thrown for 300 yards this year, has he?
Jalen, he did in week 1. And he did, I think, versus the Bucs too, because we were way behind.
He's had 2 games?
I think 2. I know he had week 1. I know week 1 he was over. Let me look.
Yeah, I thought
he was. Oh wait,
I thought he
wasn't in week 1. 278, 311 versus the Saints. One time.
He's had one
Bucs
game.
Had 158.
He's had one game of 300 yards this year.
Yeah, he's got 28, 92 yards with 3 games to go. I mean, he might finish with 32, 33 on a passing yard. He's not light in the air. He's not light in the lane.
No, he's going to end up with what remember what Vegas said? Vegas said 3,400.
Yeah.
We were all, I was like 3,400. Vegas is right on the screws.
I'll eat a little crow too on one thing, by the way. I'll eat a little crow. I agree with Buckhalter top here. He says, as a producer, you shouldn't undermine your talent and throw out the I do think that's right. I should have just answered your question. I just hate the stupid Pro Bowl talk, but that doesn't mean it was a good excuse to say that. So I'll eat my crow on that. That was a dumb move. You're right, Buckhalter.
You're right, Buckhalter. No, you know what my mistake was? Fucking getting my guinea up. Okay, that's my fault.
I don't think Aunt Betty's too happy with me right now.
No. You know what?
Aunt Betty, I love you, Aunt Betty.
Hey, Bet. Shh.
I'll send you checks in the mail, Aunt Betty. Checks in the mail.
No, I fucked that up. I did.
No, you didn't.
I got my guinea up.
Laura said Zan, Angelo's, Geno's, or Pat's for seats. See, I'm Jim's. I like Jim's on South Street, and I like Steve's Prince of Steaks. I do not like Pat's or, I mean, if I had to go Pat's or Geno's,
I've only been to Geno's. Jerome took me
You've
there.
only been to Geno's?
That's it. I've
Holy
only
shit.
been to Geno's.
See, Sileo, the big mistake I made for you is when you flew to Philly, I didn't
Yeah,
pick you
oh
up
my
with a big
God.
greasy cheesesteak in the car.
I know.
That's what I should have had. That's my mistake. I should have had a cheesesteak in the truck for you, but I didn't.
Tell people what I ate too when I was at Hooters. I mean, Zander still never lets me get down with this one here, man. I got to Hooters and he goes, I think he ordered fish.
You ordered like clams. I'm like, we're at Hooters, dude. Get some fucking chicken wings, bro. What are you talking about? Wait, so a good story on the cheesesteak. When I was in high school, way back, I guess it was what, 10 years ago.
I know.
When I was about 10 years ago in high school, me and one of my best friends from high school, we did a cheesesteak tour. And once a week for my entire, I think it was my junior year of high school, we did every cheesesteak place that we could find in Philly. Angelo's is damn good. Jim's is still my favorite.
Let me say something to you, young grass. Let me say something to you, young grasshopper. Okay. Hey, well done.
We got some major tension today, man. Normally we have fun tension. This is not. You're more mad than
no. Now I love it. Now I love it.
You're mad at me. You were pissed. I was waiting for you to kick me off your show.
No. Listen, no. I never do that because
you said it. You said I got nothing else to ask you. I got nothing else. let me try and get through another couple of topics.
I got nothing else. Wait a minute. Can I tell you what's fucking happening here? He's like my brother now, so he knows what my buttons are. And no, that very. Hey, listen. I want to give you some love here, man.
All right, I don't need it, but I'll take it.
See this guy right here. Fuck you too.
I don't need it, but I'll take it.
Hey, I love it. I love it.
Do you want to read these or not? Jason Cole's going to
read them.
Me off again. John says that's not his trend. Is inconsistency. It's on the field. It's visible every game. Nick and Kellen offense is too much. That's what he said about Jalen. I mean, look, I get it. I'm one of the people that I get it. He's got some deficiencies, but everything else he's doing is clearly good enough for this team to win a lot of football games. I don't know of another era in Philly where winning happened at this rate. Can someone alert me? Can someone who's been a fan for longer than I have? Joe Whipp, you're in the chat. Bob Brown, are you in the chat? Somebody educate me. When did we win more football games than this?
Never.
I don't think we have.
Okay.
We have.
No.
I'm cracking up at the one person's comments.
I know. I'm seeing it.
I'm cracking up.
You don't know what you've done now. I've got a ton of shit that I have to take after this thing.
Stig Lord says, we did that for Devin White. What? The celebration and the breaking news. Devin White. He's gone. Is he still on Houston or did they let him go too?
Look at, there's my boy there. I love Brian Pumper.
Another one, Zander, stop being a Jalen. Pump Brian a Jalen. I'm a truthite, Jalen Pumper. A truthite. We keep fucking winning, Brian. What do you want me to say? Fellas, anybody but the Bucks. Jalen Hurts might turn into a paperclip, he says.
I want somebody to shut up, not you.
You do. You do want me to shut up.
Not you. No, not
Zander
you.
need a nap. I don't need a nap. I'm a grump. All right. I blame the two guys I talk to all day. You and John. I'm becoming a Grinch like you two guys. You know what?
Wait a minute. How come when John says the same shit I do, you don't kick his ass and you come in here and you fight with me? Oh, hey, hold on here. Can we push to either 5 or tomorrow? I'll tell you what.
Cole?
Jason, yeah. What do you think I should do? You want to do them at 5 or should I push them to
whatever you want? I don't care. If you want to do them tomorrow, normally he's on Friday. Whatever you want.
Let's do tomorrow. Let's do Friday at 4.
Hopefully we have a funner segment. It's a football Friday before Christmas sells. We got to have a good energy tomorrow. We can't be fighting about Pro Bowl votes. All right. Now that I say that out loud, I think I might have been justified.
Wait, here. Come on, man. Lot of love, man. Lot of love.
I'm trying to spread Christmas cheer. All right. I got to do a better job at that. You're right. I'm sorry.
Stop. Oh my God. He doesn't mean that. He does not mean that. This guy does not mean
what?
I'm telling you this. No. I'm sorry, it's not in his vocabulary. That's not going to happen, man.
No, I'll say I'm sorry if I feel that it's warranted.
Here's another one here. Let's get.
Sound like my chick though. You need apologies left and right. It's like, oh my god, I'm gonna be. I don't know. Holy shit, dude! I shouldn't have said that. I had to caught a stray there, man. Caught a stray.
Good, Zander. Here, look, we got another one here.
There we go. What are y'all thinking for the draft? ESPN has us taking Cam Williams, offensive tackle from Texas. Where are the biggest areas of needs? Tackle maybe with Lane.
I think it's edge still. I think they need another edge rusher, man. You're going to have to move on. What's more of a pressing need right now? Moving on from Josh Sweat or moving on from Lane? Sweat, because you're still concerned about the knee.
Well,
Lane,
here's why Sweat. No, and you're gonna agree with this. This is why Sweat. The Eagles have proven that they can manage change on the offensive line. They haven't proven that they can manage change at the defensive end position. Not D tackle. They're great at D tackle. You go from Fletcher Cox to Jalen Carter, but we went from Hassan Reddick to Bryce Huffle-Schnufflegus, and now we're going to go from Josh Sweat to who? I don't know. I do feel good about the draft picks that they made with Nolan Smith. He's starting to look a lot better. I'm happy with 5.5 sacks from him. I know it's not world beating yet, but I think he's showed a lot this year so far.
Okay, how about this? I got a question for you here. Here is, according to PFF, the top 4 quarterbacks that are going to go into the draft. And tell me what you think of this group, or would you go free agency with the teams? Because watch this: Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, Sam Darnold. Those guys are all going to be on different teams next year. Maybe not Darnold, but those 3 guys are all free agent 1-year deals. Well, no. Atlanta's got to try to get out of that deal now with Cousins, but he has a no trade in there. But they're moving on to Michael Penix here. So check this out. I'm shocked when I saw PFF with this. Jalen Milroe is the number 1 rated according to PFF. He's the 12th rated guy, the Bama kid. I saw him declare for the draft. I was like, why? I don't think you're that good. Cameron Ward is 14th. He's 2. Shador Sanders from Colorado, I'm shocked, is 21. And Nussmeier's, I think, kid from LSU, or his brother.
Yeah, no, Doug Nussmeier's son is the LSU quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's his son.
He's got about a 3rd rounder on him. Okay.
You know who I do not take Jalen Milroe. Okay. I like him and all, and I think he's a fun player. And
any of these guys make you go like this, I want to draft him and make him the face of my franchise.
Honestly, Cam Ward maybe the most out of anybody because he's shown he can throw the ball a lot.
Maybe. But he throws it into sometimes places that I'm not.
Yeah, but remember who else did that in college? Yep. Josh Allen did that. Like that shows, you see a lot of inherent arm talent with Cam Ward that you're like, if you're a great coach, you look at that and you're like, I can clean that up. I can clean up some of those errors and extract the most out of that type of arm talent. I watch Jalen Milroe. I mean, he already fucking ruined my college team. All right. I don't need him anywhere near my pro team. All right. Yeah, Milroe's another Hurts. He's worse than Hurts. He's not another Hurts. He's worse than Hurts. He's not going to throw the ball. Hurts at Mad Max. I know you're not. Mad Max isn't the biggest Hurts guy, which is fine, but you got to admit he's at least from where he started to where he is now is a big difference.
Oh, completely.
I mean, I'm not in the Milroe camp at all. But you're right, man. I don't know. Sanders, does he excite you?
No.
You don't think he's got that aura that could turn a franchise around?
I'll tell you my problem with him. When I saw Shador play, I saw him take sacks because he didn't want to throw his statistics and his completion percentage in the toilet because he knows, because Dion told him, you're paid on numbers, dude. You're going to be drafted on numbers. And instead of just throwing, how many sacks did you see him take in his 2 years there? Because he had bad O-line his first year. The second year, they were a little bit better. Hey, by the way, I voted for Dion for Coach of the Year in college football. You know why? Here's why.
I don't like your Heisman vote either.
That 2 years ago, they won 1 game. They now won 9 this year with a chance to win 10. And the job that he did with Travis Hunter, bro, I mean.
I'm surprised you voted Travis Hunter for Heisman.
I think he deserved it.
Really?
Yeah, over the kid. Who the kid from Boise play?
I know, but dude, did you see that man's numbers?
I did, but he playing against Western Michigan.
I
And
know, but my problem.
Western
Here's my
Kentucky.
problem with it. I'm not mad. I'm not mad that Travis Hunter won. I think it's a cool story, but didn't it feel a little bit to you like he became the darling pick? And he played wide receiver and corner. That's great. He wasn't the best cornerback in college, and he wasn't the best wide receiver in college. Like, it was great that he played both, but he wasn't the best of either. Then I got this dude from Boise State that's number 1 in rushing in literally every category known to man. He blew away, Mark Ingram's Heisman season number. He got 50% more stats.
Do you understand he'll be the first pick in the draft?
Who?
Travis Hunter.
Travis, yeah. I'm not trying to say he's not a great player. I'm saying, though, for the Heisman, I like that it's the best player in college football. It's not particularly always going to be the number 1 overall pick.
Hey, I thought the best guy this is going to sound, I thought that kid from Army should have more love for what he did for his football team. But Army guys are never going to win that thing. I think the guy at Boise had a great year too. I'll tell you what, that Dylan Gabriel guy up at Colorado had a nice season. He's got the number 1 team in the country right now. I mean, now look, like you said, Devontae Smith was a Heisman and was not the first overall pick, Sells. Yeah, but this guy here, Travis Hunter, man.
Everyone's saying he was the number 1 DB. I didn't even think he was.
Yeah, but who's better than him?
I'm saying on the ranking, like, I don't know. I thought there was a couple other guys that were playing so locked down at corner this year that they had better numbers than him. I'm not sure.
You know how I look at Travis? I go, how would he have done in the SEC?
It just felt media darling to me, and I don't love that. That's all.
Well, that's that award too.
I know it is. You're right. It is.
I mean, when you look at the most overrated award in American history is the Heisman.
Yeah, I don't want to come off like he didn't deserve it. I think he deserved it. I just really like changing.
You know how many MVPs in the NFL that have ever won that award? OJ won it. Cam won it. Staubach won it. There's very few people that have gone on. Look at how many Heisman Trophy people. Isn't the best player in the country supposed to be the number 1 pick? To me, that's the best player in the country.
Remember, Devontae Smith won, and he went 10th overall.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, 10th overall, would I redraft him there at 10? Shit, I might go higher. I may go higher.
Do you want to look at something real quick? Have you seen the redraft of the 2021?
No.
All right, listen. Let me just run it real quick because I don't know if Devontae would be. I don't know if he'd be 10. Let's see. Trevor Lawrence went in that draft. Michael Parsons went in that draft. Jamar Chase went in that draft. Penei Sewell went in that draft. Amon-Ra St. Brown went in that draft. Rashawn Slater went in that draft. Pat Surtain went in that draft. Darrisaw went in that draft. Nico Collins went in that draft. Jalen Waddle, Christian Barmore, Lynn McNeil, Landon Dickerson. Like, I think Devontae's right around 10. I think he was appropriately drafted.
10, 12, maybe. Somewhere 10, 12.
I'd rather take Devontae Smith or Nico Collins, wide receiver for the Texans.
The quarterback in Houston is more of a drop back pocket passer. I mean, but then again, Devontae's at 2,000. He's averaged $1,000 every year he's been in the league himself. Boy, I think those two guys are compatible. I mean, I look at Nico and I look at him. Watch this. If you want Devontae and I take Nico, I'm good with that. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I think Devontae is around where he should have been.
I think they're compatible, though, both those guys.
Yeah.
I think they fit both their systems. I think he's having a good year again this year.
Yeah, he is.
I would probably take Devontae.
Thanks for becoming a member, dude. Joe became a member. Joe, were you bullied out of your gray name? He says, Merry Christmas, Zander. Merry Christmas, Joe. I appreciate it, man. That's really cool of you. And you'll be entered in on Zander. You'll be able to join in on the fun. Leon Banks checked in. You know, he was messaging me on another, I forget, it was some other page that they were, still every time I go in another Eagle live stream, somebody wants to cries to me about some sort of thing they hate JAKIB for, whether it's me, it's Miss Anelli, it's you. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about any of this shit. Leon says, Z, I appreciate it. I'm going to be a member now. Leon, that's cool, man. He was blocked on our channel. I think our previous producer blocked Leon. I'm not sure why you got blocked, Leon. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate it for being here.
Pretty cool. Who was the number 1 pick in that 21 draft? Who would they have redrafted number 1? Micah?
See, if it were me, I'd probably go. Depending on my team, I'd probably go Sewell. If I had like no offensive lineman in your shitty
lineman.
Well, I'll just think about it. I think this is where I think the Eagles get it right as an organization. Most teams build from the outside in, and I think it's a wrong way to do it. So if I'm picking at the top of the draft, I'm assuming I got shitty lines. If I don't have a good tackle, I'd probably go Sewell. If I have my tackles, I'd probably go Parsons number 1.
That's what changed the dynamic in Detroit around, was because they went in the lines.
Exactly. And remember what the Bengals did that year. They passed on Sewell and took Jamar Chase. I'm not saying they made a bad pick. I wonder, though.
But that pick is I'd rather have Sewell.
For Joe Burrow, right? Like, Joe Burrow is going to make anybody look better.
Yep.
I know Jamar Chase is amazing. I'm not trying to take away from him. But I don't know. You might value Sewell there a little more.
Let me ask you this. Who do you think is more valuable to the Eagles, Lane Johnson or A.J. Brown?
It's funny. Those are the 2 guys, whenever they miss, we lose. So those are the 2, maybe the 2 most valuable players. But I probably that's a tough one, man. I probably lean Lane, but does Jeff Stoutland make you feel better about it where you go AJ?
I don't know. Lane is an awful great. Look, not that AJ's not either, but man, I'll tell you what, I'm going to be more with the fat guys.
Yeah, I know.
Okay?
I'm not against it either. I'm a fat guy.
I'm going to be more with the fat guys here on this, okay?
Yeah.
I'm taking the fat guys here. All right, dog.
Let me make sure we got all of our supers. I think we got them all. Brian Robinson wants to smoke. Howie talking to the agents for Bond and Milton. Dio, is that a report? I didn't see that any out there. Hurts has better stats than Daniels. How you doing? I don't know if he does. I thought Daniels.
He doesn't. Nick always floating around that, but not true. Redskins 120 million cap space next year.
Wow,
hey, and by the way, like I said too, man, I mean, yeah, they got a shitload of money next year too. That's right. I'll tell you what, man, Washington, they're doing some good things there, man. They really are. They're doing some pretty good things. That's going to be the rivalry. I think Dallas is so far down the toilet right now. It's going to take them 3 years to dig out of that bullshit. I really think do. So? Yeah. I think
Dallas has this weird ability.
At least 2 years because of
Dallas,
that.
Dallas normally has this weird ability to like turn it around and like be good. Even though they don't be good in the playoffs, they like a competent regular season team. Like, how many wins do they have in the last 20 years? What's their record? How many winning seasons?
It's a tremendous regular season record, but they've got 4 wins in 30 years in the postseason.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm talking their playoffs. They suck. I'm more talking about competing for the NFC.
Well, last 3 years, again, they've won 36 games.
Right, 12, 12, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, counting this year now, you know, you're talking about 40 some odd wins in 4 years. I mean, they have won a ton of games this year. So again, yeah. Hey, man, interesting.
I need to fly to Cali to give you a hug.
No, no.
You want me to use the plane ticket that's still hanging on my pin board?
Let me tell you.
I still got the plane ticket. I don't even have to buy it.
Let me tell you something.
Went unused.
Brothers sometimes fight. It's all good. I would never fight with anybody else but you. Dude, you have no idea what I've done before. Okay? You're the only one that I fucking tolerate. And I'm probably the only one you fucking tolerate. Okay.
Well, I muted your show in the first 30 minutes. I was pissed at that Pro Bowl talk. I think it came out. I think it came out. When I was doing the show. I'm like, fucking Pro Bowl. You're talking about Pro Bowls?
Look at this here, man. See this? And get this, guys. I didn't even fucking pick that team. That's not my Pro Bowl.
You're not picking it.
Do you know what he heard? He heard me translating someone else's facts. And as usual, everybody else took it that I said it. Once again, you know what he said to me a long time ago? I don't know what it is, but the way you say Never. He goes like this. It just sounds weird. And see, he look at this, he goes, that was the fucking stupidest fucking open. And I'm going like, and what got me was, that's not my information.
You was pissed. You was pissed at me.
Hey,
you were pissed at me.
Maybe a little. Maybe
you were. I could see it. I know when you're fucking with me when you were pissed. Leon, thanks for becoming a member, bro. That's really dope of you. You're now eligible for Big Z's Christmas. All right? Hey. You're eligible. We're gonna give away that Jerome Brown jersey. When you want to do that on your show? Let's tell the people now, because I want them. You got to be present. You got to be a member.
Are we working Christmas Eve?
Christmas Eve, I was thinking maybe we'd do abbreviated shows, like an hour for you, maybe an hour for Birds.
You want to do it on Christmas Eve?
Yeah, maybe that might be a good idea. Christmas Eve, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, I'll send you our. There's definitely no shows Christmas Day. We're all taking a complete day off on Christmas Day, so don't be looking for content. I may schedule some content out, but nothing on Christmas Day, and then even the day after Christmas, we might do abbreviated too. So
you're right, Leon. You're right. You're right.
Leon, that's cool, man. That's a cool comment. Thanks, bro.
Yes. Okay. Make Sills work on Christmas. See this? See, listen.
That's a Scrooge.
That's
a Scrooge. That's a fucking Scrooge.
Wait a minute, senor. Did you hear what he fucking said? That first segment got me so pissed off. I had to mute the fucker because I couldn't take it any longer. And then I had to go ass in on him, and I went elbow in on him. Did you hear that? You know what that is for me? That's the ultimate fucking absolute merit badge, that I can motivate people to be that upset that he turns it around on me and made me a holy shit, what a circle.
Buckhalter says if Sills works, Zander has to work. Buckhalter, I work every day, dude. I love what I do. It's not work to me. I love talking football with everybody. It's not about that.
Hey, Buckhalter, you ever see me take days off? I only take days off when this guy tells me to take off.
I got to beg him to take a day off. I mean, seriously.
Dude, anytime this guy, because you know what? We're building something great here. And I got to tell you guys, man, anytime they ask me to, I would. By the way, Zander, you do anything on Christmas? I'll do something for you, man.
No, we're not doing anything. I'm doing the day off for Christmas.
Just know this, bro.
The reason for that is Christmas is a big day in my house. So always has been. A huge
Christmas Eve is in my house too.
Yeah, and the last 3 years, the Eagles have been like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day game. So it's been. So I was like, listen, let's take this year. It's a perfect setup. Christmas is in the middle of the week.
Sileo disconnects his generator when he wants a day off.
That's good.
Hey, Elizabeth, I think you need. Hey, Elizabeth, you know what? I'm going to have a talking to you after this here, man.
You're not happy with me today.
Elizabeth, I love this fucking kid. All right.
Checks in the mail, Elizabeth. You'll be all right. All right. Checks in the mail. Yeah, Joe, you're eligible, bro. You're eligible. Leon, that's cool of you. Leon, were you a JAKIB hater in the past? Because Leon, I mean, that's a cool comment. I think Leon used to be a JAKIB hater. You know, Sills, I laugh, all right? Because now my new thing is every JAKIB hater will eventually be converted to a JAKIB lover. Eventually, I'll get each and every, all of them, even JM, who called the NAACP on Big Sil, who now cries to me. You know, every time I'm in a live chat and JM's in there, he's like, you're getting sued by Miss and Ellie. I'm like, you think I don't fucking know this? The dude ripped us off. I paid him 150 G's.
And JAKIB is killing him
in my life. He didn't do shit for 38 days of work. He ripped us off at the tune of $4,000 a day. But this dude, JM, thinks I give a fuck that he wants to comment to me in another chat. I'm done with these people. Every JAKIB hater will become a fan. All right? That's the goal.
Oh, my God almighty. So here I
got 3 of them. 3 Mitchell jerseys we're doing.
Oh, dude, those Mitchell jerseys are just absolutely insane. Okay? Because, hey, dude, I bought my Dick Allen jersey from Mitchell. Was it Mitchell Haas? What is it? Mitchell
and Ness.
That's it. It's a Philly company, right?
Oh, is it?
It's a Philly company.
I'm not sure. They're a good company.
Listen, I got my Dick Allen.
I know we teased the giveaway. I'm telling you, if I can't get another one, I'm going to get a different jersey. I don't know. I don't want to lie to the people because all the people were like, Sills deserves that jersey. And that size, that would fit Big Sills. That's a big boy jersey. Like,
Hey,
Sileo might need to. I think Sileo in the Jerome Brown jersey would be a great way to convert some haters. What say you, Big Sills?
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Hey, listen, if that thing ends up in my house, man, that thing will be worn more. I'll tell you what, I'll go to bed in that thing, man. I love that goddamn
It's a cool
guy,
jersey.
man.
It is a cool jersey. I got to get
Holy
Sills that
shit.
jersey. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get him one. It's my duty. And I also am going to get the jacket I wore.
Yeah.
I got to get myself one of them because when there's a parade on Broad Street, I mean, I got to roll up in the fucking jacket. All right.
Holy shit here, man. I just saw somebody say something to me real quick before we get you out of here, Zander. Sills, how did this O-line of the Eagles compare to the Hogs of the 80s with
this is a super chat. We missed it.
Jeff Bostic, Russ Grimm, Joe Jacoby, Jim Lachey, Mark May. You could put Raleigh McKenzie in there too. Mark Schlereth was on that team who's been on this program. Is this O-line, now you got to remember something though, that O-line won 3 Super Bowls. That O-line, that Hogs line won 3 Super Bowls. Okay.
This is I've been going through Sills all the NFL films, and I'm learning more about the history of the NFL because I'm a younger fan, so I'd like to learn more about it. But I've been getting through it. I got to get to all these. There's so many moments in NFL history, dude, that are so worth the story. I got to go through them all.
And that's what accentuates when you're talking about Saquon Barkley running down. You see, John doesn't really look at the 2105. Isn't it funny? When you talk to the media people, I know you were talking to Mike Gill the other day, but when you talk to media people, they don't give a shit about that record. But when you talk to Brian Westbrook, or you talk to Hugh Douglas, or you talk to Ike Reese, or I say it, dude, if I was a player, I'd want that record. I mean, I would want that record, man. Not at the expense of me being injured. But, Zander, do you not agree? The Eagles are going to have to play 18 weeks of football.
Yeah, I agree. I think the last game is going to be meaningful, especially with the Lions taking on the Vikings, right?
Now, that last game might not mean anything.
It might not. See, here's the only scenario I see where it might not would be.
But that's the Giants.
If the Lions win the next 2 weeks and the Vikings lose next week to the Packers, the Vikings will be out of the 1 seed contention. And then you still might be fighting for it because if the Vikings beat the Lions, then you might be in the running.
See, who are the Minnesota Vikings playing this week? I thought they had
They're playing like the Bears. They don't have a hard competition.
Oh, they'll take the Bears out. They'll be 13-3. You actually, by the way, Detroit. Does Detroit have anybody tough this week and who they're playing? Because the Eagles might actually.
Seahawks. Vikings play Seahawks this week.
Okay, that's a tricky game. If
Lions play the Bears. Gotcha.
Okay, that's a tricky game. But I would say this: don't you think of the top 3 teams in the NFC, the Eagles probably have the toughest game this week of the 3 with Commanders. Now you could throw Seahawks. It's in Seattle, like Nick just said. That's a tricky place to go up there and play. Okay, I mean. Philly's probably got of the top 2 to 3 teams of the 12-win teams. They probably got the tougher game this week.
Yeah.
Okay. Then they got the roller. Then they got a coaster ride on the way out.
Yeah. Whereas Geno Smith out too?
What's that?
Geno Smith might be out for that Seahawks game though.
Well, then that is really great news.
Yeah. Twiz, real quick, just a couple more supers. Twiz says, I turned 39 on Xmas. Hint, hint. Twiz, I'm waiting for your name to get called, brother. I'm waiting for it, Twiz. Prince says, Zander, I want the Mitchell. Jason 18. What's up, Jason? He says the Sills face on the Grinch, pinching the Christmas ball with the eagle. You see the eagle?
I love that. On the ball? You're a mean one, Mr. Sills.
Dude, the song you did at the start of the show the other day was insane. Oh, my God. You kept going, too. Can't stop laughing. I'm at work. People are looking at me crazy. Merry Christmas, Big Sills and Z. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you, my friends.
All right, so up one more.
Oh, we got another one here. Big Pumper.
Hey, fellas, what's the story with the shoes? Philly media with meat glazing questions for Hurts. Motherfucker, ask about the X's and
My Pumper.
What are they asking him about him wearing 2 different shoes?
Hey, Pumper, I tried to get you the jersey, man, but no one wanted you to win it, dude. No, I got to be fair here, man, because I'd pick you every week. So Zander and I, man, when we give shit away, we got to leave it up to the people, man. So I don't know, man. Maybe
Well,
you gotta
normally it's a
kiss a little
random
more
drawing.
ass.
So maybe he'll win it in the random drawing. He could get a W in the random drawing, but we'll see. We'll see.
All right.
All right, I
Zander,
appreciate it.
all good, brother. You know I love you, man.
Yeah, yeah. We'll have a little powwow after the show.
No. Because I'm transparent. Wait a minute. I'm fucking transparent here.
So
Listen.
you want to have a powwow in front of the people?
Yeah, I do. Because you know
Okay.
what? This is
We
what
already
makes
had it.
This is what makes this real. Listen. Okay, maybe gotta, you know what? Fucking, you know, yeah, all right. Yeah, you know, all right.
You know what I think it is? Aunt Betty says I'm overworked. I'm not overworked. All
Aunt
right. I
Betty,
love what I do. I'm
please
not
give me a
overworked.
break. Will you
Well, let me just
please?
say, yeah, I think I really think that the 10-win streak has brought a little Grinch out of you.
Listen. No, because again, we're here on December 19th. Okay, we still have to see what happens. And I'm still good with everything here. Hey, Bet, shut the hell up, will you please? You're driving me crazy.
Oh God. Twiz says, get Pumper a Jalen autograph. The man's obsessed. He doesn't.
Hey, Pump, that'd be great. That'd be great.
Khaled says that Geno Smith injury might cost us.
It makes it easier.
Makes it easier for
The
him.
worst thing you don't want, Khalid, is that last game of the year having Detroit and Minnesota decide home field. Can you imagine the Eagles being 15-2 in a 2-hole? Holy shit. I've never seen a team 15-2 in the 2-hole, dude. Have to play on wild card weekend? A 15-2 team would have to play on wild card weekend? Holy shit.
That would be insane.
I've never seen that.
That would be insane.
So get this, though, too. You know what you could possibly have? You could have a 14-3 team in the 5-hole in the NFC and a 15-2 team in the 2nd hole and a 15-2 team in the 1-hole in the NFC.
The NFC has completely jumped the AFC this year.
Now, see, I like this. I'd like that too.
Zander's underpaid. I love what I do. It's not about that for me. It really isn't. I know people. I know it's easy. It's such a cliche, but it isn't. I mean, obviously, we got to make a living, right? You know, we got bills to pay. We got things to do. I got a life. I'm 26. I'm trying to get married. I got to buy a house. I got things to do. But
don't get married.
I love what we do, man. I really do. I have a lot of fun talking with these people. These people are dope, and that's why I like meeting A-Team the other day. It's just cool, man, to fucking see these people that support what we do. You know, I love it.
Absolutely. And it's
really cool.
I see now we're even past now the 50,000 subscription now. We're climbing up towards 60 now too. So guys, do me a favor. You know, Zander gave me some intel here, man. Half the audience that watches us each and every single day, you guys have not subscribed. It doesn't cost you anything. All you do is just got to click. Just click it for us.
I'm getting married. You guys crazy? I'm getting married. Stop.
Yeah. Hey, look, all I know is this, Big C. Okay. I've been married for 35 years. I hate the chick. I love the chick. I've never in my life hated anybody more and loved
What's your greatest blessing in life, Big Sills?
It is, man. And
what's your greatest blessing in life? It's a question. What's your greatest blessing?
It's my kid.
And where'd that come from?
It's my kid. I mean,
that's what I want. I want to have a lot of kids.
I have never in my life had anybody and anything I'm more proud of than anything in my life than my kid. You should see my kid is such a fucking unbelievable human being. She's an unbelievably get this. You want to hear something? They created a position for her because she is so special. She works with special needs kids.
Oh, that's awesome. My cousin does that. That's a
graduated. And get this, what they did for her, they told her yesterday. So she wants to get her master's degree and she wants to do it online. And they go like this, we'll pay for it. And so we were like, what? And they're going to pay for her master's degree so that she can make even more money. And I told her, I go, hey, man, let me tell you something here. This bitch don't get over 100,000 subscriptions. I'm living with you in your pool house.
Great stuff. That's cool. Yeah, so if it were up to me, I'd have like 10 kids. Like I love kids. I want to have a bunch of how many little Z's can we have running around?
Hey, all I can just tell you this. I remember when I had my kid, man, I spent about a month. I spent like 2 months in my underwear with a diaper genie. That's all I remember, man. Here's big. Me changing diapers, and I had a diaper genie. But dude, my kid, I could do 10 hours. Like the only thing my daughter sucks at is she can't pick a movie to save her life. So we've been sitting around watching movies at night now, you know. She picked these stupid movies. I'm like, you're fired. Fired, man. I go, oh, these movies suck out loud here. Hey, dude, I love you, man. I will talk to you later, okay, man?
You know, I'm sorry that I squashed your topic.
Oh my God. He just took a shit on me again. Holy cow, man. That's the way to end that segment, man. That is absolutely fabulous. Hey, Sills, I'm really sorry for shitting on your topic. Hey, you know what the beautiful thing is, though? You see what we do here? We aggravate people to a point where they can't take it any longer. You see, Zander's one of the very few people, unlike you, where you get to come out and talk shit like that. Okay? It's great. And so we appreciate that, man. Holy cow. Hey, Sills, I'm sorry for talking shit and shitting on your topic. Yeah. Holy cow, man. I appreciate that. Guys, I'll tell you this, man. We're as transparent as we could possibly be here at JAKIB. Okay? I think that guy's come a long way, man. Dude, you guys remember I'd only put him on twice because I wasn't quite sure. Now, he's killing it. It's great. He's been an upgrade from Tone, and I love Tone. And I pray for Tone to go great and have great things happen to him. Absolutely. Great stuff. It's one of the reasons we get Philly 500 on. Mark Holmes. No. Okay. So the Sills Grinch doesn't go back to his cave until mid-February. Hold on, Jalen. Who said that? You got to get out. Hey, you got to get out of the playoffs before you can start barking like that, brother. Okay? You can fight with family, but don't let outsiders fight with them or there will be problems. That's what, hey, when Zander and I have some issue like that, and we do that in front of you, you're family. That's right. Hey, Tony, thank you. Guys, do me a favor. Let's get this thing up to 200 here. Okay? Highest paid linebackers making per year right now. Brandon, I believe that's Roquan Smith. I think he's at $20 million right now. I think he's at 20, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Patrick Queen is sitting in there at 13.4. And I think also, too, that Warner's up near 20. No, Zach Bond's not going to be in that room. Okay? You see what, hey, look at this. Isn't this the theme of my show? How many people say this? I couldn't stand you, Sills. Now. Okay? Sills, you've got the best show on YouTube. Thanks. Listen, hey, man. It's funny, Richard. The people that have made my career have always given me the best show, whether it's on radio, TV, what we're doing now. It's because my audience. I'm not the greatest broadcaster of all time, okay? But what I do is we all connect, and I've connected for 35 years. See, look at Senor. We love to hate you. You see what Zander did? Zander at the open, just like in the postgame. I personally, after the fact, that's why I started laughing. Honestly, hey, by the way, if I had a problem, you guys would know it because you know hey, Zander, just so everyone knows, I've been fired for jobs for telling people to go fuck themselves. I've walked out of studios. My aunt who watches the show, who's in here, knows this. If I didn't like it, I would leave. I have left. I've walked out of places, told people to kiss my ass. Okay? I've done that. Is it right? No. I've done that. I've done that 3 times, actually. My aunt knows that. Okay. Right, Brian? Right. Everything I say here right now to you is what I'll say after my show with him. Okay? Jacob saved my career. That's why I'm loyal to him. That's why we can have a conversation like that in front of you. I have no problem saying this in front of anybody. Would I ever talk like this to another media person, like at IP or 97.5? I'd tell them to go fuck themselves. Okay? You know, Joe Krause talks to me in a way I would never let anybody talk to me. Now, I fuck up a little bit. I get it. Okay? But I would never let anybody, and I haven't in my career. I have not. We're here building this. Okay? I swear to you, you will never find a more transparent show in your life. Oilers O-line, Mutchuk, Matt. Oh, God, was that. I played against that line. Mike Munchak is such a great player. Bruce Matthews was absolutely insane, and Dean Steinkuhler was off the charts. Okay? Bet they know that. Big Seals, Roquan makes 20. Warner makes 19. Edmonds makes 18. Queen 13. Bond's going to be somewhere down near Queen. Down near 13. Hey, Mike Munchak is a great player. Mike Munchak is as good a player as you get, okay? I got Dan Sileo on phone headphones and I got Eagle Eye on the television. Pretty cool, man. Z and Sills, you guys have taken over my midday sports talk fix because there's no BS here. Real talk always wins. Pat, see what we did? Right. That's not contrived. That's not acting. True sports talk is that. That's true sports talk. People getting upset, people getting pissed, people having conversation, people having dialogue, people being genuine. Those are my rules. Okay? Yo, Seals, you really pissed at me earlier. I just watched the clip. Okay, look, hey, look, if you want me to be transparent, I did get pissed at him. I won't lie. I did. Zander, hey, I pissed Zander off so bad he had to start out like that he came in here and he fucking just that sucked. You mother, what are you doing? You coming into my house and you're, hey, it's great. It's great. It's great. You can't have it any better than that. I mean that with all my heart. Oh, God. It's passion. Hey, it's called passion. Just when I thought I was out, you pulled me back in. I know, man. That's the story of my life. Happy Costello of Eagle Sports Talk. You'll make it interesting every day. That's what it's got to be. Hey, would you guys all agree one thing before I take a time out here? By the way, Phil Sims is going to join us at 5:30. Would you agree with me on one thing? You don't hear anything like my show anywhere in the country. Do you agree? Sills, I remember your rant on the Hurricanes on QAM. Are you South Florida guy, Kyle? Hey, do you know that they played that thing all over the country Oh, it's one of the greatest rants of all time. Thank you, guys. Great. %100%. All because of a Sirianni extent. M. Reyes with a rare win. Zander with a rare win. Okay, M. Reyes with a rare win. M. Reyes with a rare win. Over. Yeah. M. Reyes with a rare win. Fireside shot. Sills was rock a good player. He was a good player. M. Reyes. M. Reyes with a rare win. All right, let's do this. We have Phil Simms right around the corner here. You guys got to do me a favor, man. Thursday Night Football starting up here tonight. We have teamed up with our friends at BetUS here at JAKIB Sports. Make sure you check out the website for the YouTube 150. That's right. Sign-up bonuses go up to $2K. Your second and third are 125% of the YouTube 150. And if you're into crypto, 200% sign-up bonuses go up to $2K. Go to betus.com.pa. That's betus.com.pa. Fastest payouts in the business, 24/7 personalized service, 365 days of the year, live wagering on all major games. Go to betus.com.pa. That's betus.com.pa. Don't forget Phil Simms at the bottom of the hour. Keep it here, and you tell him Big Sil sent you.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify.
Ignite your night.